Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, DRDGold has 41 programs aimed at reducing poverty in mining communities.
You don't normally associate, corporates with the informal economy, but DRDGold has latched onto the informal economy. They're really passionate about developing the informal economy. They've had a lot of success with it. So they have got programs, 41 of them, that are being rolled out with the University of Pretoria to make sure that they can do the best with the informal economy in their mine areas. And a lot of the activity has been around agriculture. A lot of the growing of the agriculture has been personal. Somebody grows a little patch about the size of a garage door. But all of a sudden, the informal economy is starting to enter that, and a lot of more enthusiasm coming through. The municipality is giving more ground. So they say that they'll be placing on their website these programs as they go forward. And they're quite convinced that they could strengthen our informal economy, which many say is the weakest in Africa. Well, I hope we can strengthen it because it's very important. It does get boosted by these social grants. I look outside the window now. I can just see queues of people, and they're having to come in batches to the post office. But he's saying, that money going into those communities really lifts them incredibly. And he's then linking it with this development of the informal economy, which is important for us to do.
And Minerals Council South Africa says red tape is holding up 90 billion rand of projects that are ready to go.
Yeah, just in the exploration side, we're so delayed in this. There are about 4,000 to 5,000 projects piled up there that are being delayed because there's no processing going on. And that really annoys me. And then also in the renewable energy side, there's just so much ready to go, but so little being approved. So collectively, that's about 90 billion rand, and you can imagine the spin-off. So it is really not right that red tape holds up this sort of potential growth in the economy. And the appointment now, of Sipho and Cozy hopefully will speed this up. But look how long the exploration side has been delayed. I mean, I can remember going into a meeting where a particular DDG didn't realize that the media were there. And he said how he was putting these applications in his bottom drawer. He wasn't going to deal with them. And then when people came along that he approved of, he would deal with them. So, and I remember some of those applications were from big corporates. And he was saying, they can say we're inefficient. We'll just laugh it off. We're doing this deliberately. And that's been, like 25, maybe 30 years ago. So you can imagine the build-up with this sort of attitude. The amount of investment that we have lost here, I think, the 90 billion will be nothing compared to what we could have had if we had really seized the opportunity. And it's a no-brainer with the exploration, because if you approve one of these to the right companies, the next minute there's a drill there, the next minute people are there. It's almost immediate that they just get going. And we've got so many critical metals that we haven't found here. The lithiums. I mean, really, whoever has held this up should be exposed. Something serious should be done, because we need to find out why. What is the mentality of the department that it wants to hold up these applications? Does it not realize that this is the way you create jobs, you alleviate poverty? And once you get the right flow and you get the right information, it blossoms, into a big mine. So the mentality's got to change, and Sipho and Cozy's got a massive job, but he needs to really work fast, because otherwise we'll lose out.
Lastly, Martin, Gwede Mantashe has uncharacteristically touted renewables as a kickstart to boost the economy.
Yes, I mean, anyone who looks at it will see that renewables are a potential kickstart, and I'm glad, Gwede is now enunciating this. Because if you look at the companies that are going into renewable energy, I mean, they tell you this is like less than half the price we can generate the electricity. Do you know what that does to taxes? Do you know what it does to exports? Do you know what it does to ancillary development? We even see from DRDGold now going ahead with 20 megawatts of its own power just on the one plant on the East Rand, just as a startup. But it's saying that the 100 megawatt of storage that it's got is far more valuable. That could have gone on its own, just the storage. And you're seeing that in peak periods, people have got to pay a lot when they use energy during peaks, which, like Ergo out at the gold recovery plant in Brakpan has to do. It costs them a lot. So if they can produce their own energy and store it, they're going to really cut their costs dramatically. If they cut their costs dramatically, they can do so much more. And I'm still looking at the dumps between Soweto and the city centre. They were created there for ideological reasons, that Soweto was positioned ideologically. It's almost like a Berlin Wall. But there's a lot of value there. And who is actually going in to try and get that value, which could also be unlocked, with this renewable energy? There's so many things that could be unlocked with cheaper energy. And I still say, we wouldn't have all these taxis coming into Joburg if we had to actually recover all the gold out of those dumps between Soweto and the city. We'd even have people living closer, but they'd be closer to their families. So let renewable energy unlock. And I'm glad, that the government and Gwede Mantashe is seeing that this is a no-brainer. And, the state doesn't bear the cost. Often the mining companies that do it don't bear the cost because they bring in a third party. It's the core business of these people to do it. And when I spoke to DRDGold, they said the economics are so robust. It's like it's compelling. So hopefully the penny will drop, because when I also look at companies like South 32 that need to do something at Hillside Aluminium, they have got to get clean energy there. Otherwise, South Africa loses massively. Don't restrict this whole situation to 100 megawatts. Just open the doors and let people go for renewables. It'll be a much better outcome for South Africa. Companies are not going to do it if it's not going to pay them. Let them do it. We've got load shedding, which is damaging the economy. People are always saying, load shedding, this is damaging the economy. Why is Eskom doing this? Well, here's an opportunity. Just let them go. They'll solve the problem for you at no cost to you, but at great benefit to the people who get jobs. Inequality will be narrowed. Poverty will be alleviated. Let's do it.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.